Okay, we're changing it up a bit today. We've been subtracting, and today we are multiplying. The standard says I can represent the multiplication of n times a over b as n times a divided by b using the associative property in visual models. What does that mean? Well, I'll show you. So we're going to work some examples together, 6 examples together. I know you can't see number 6 down there, but I promise it's down there. Today you're going to have to use your multiplying skills. Hope you know your facts, and I hope you remember how to multiply some numbers that are bigger than our facts that we learned or should have learned in 3rd grade. And so we'll start here with number 1. Now on these problems today, you've got a whole number times a fraction. Oh, what we need to remember when we're multiplying a whole number times a fraction is that we only multiply the whole number times the numerator. We're going to go whole number times numerator every time. Whole number times numerator. Whole number times numerator. I'm going to do it on all these just to remind us. Whole number times numerator. Whole number times numerator. We're not going to multiply the whole number times the denominator on these. So as we multiply these, it's the whole number times the numerator over the denominator for our answer. So for example, 7 times 2/3 would be 7 times 2 is 14, and then 3 over 3. 14 thirds. Now, if you think about what this means, 2/3, I'm only going to do this on this problem. But 7 times 2/3 would be 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. There's 7 times 2/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you were to add all those up, you'd get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 thirds if you were to add them together. So that's why we multiply just times the numerator there, okay? So all these problems are like, I have 7 2/3. I have 16 3/8. How many do I have? I have 6 3/5. How many do I have? The problem today is, can we remember how to make an improper fraction a mixed number? So you know you can decompose it. You can do 3/3 and 3/3 and 3/3 and 3/3. That would be 12 thirds, and 2/3 more when you get 4 and 2/3. But some of these numbers are going to be pretty big. When you multiply a 12 times a 7 or a 16 times a 3, that would take a long time to decompose these. So my suggestion, is really what I want you to do today, is do the division way of changing an improper fraction into a mixed number. So we'll work on that each time. So if I've got 14 thirds, to turn it to a mixed number, I've got to take 14 and divide it by 3, like that. So today we're multiplying and dividing, aren't we? So 14 divided by 3, I can do it 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. 14 minus 12 is 2. So when you get your division answer, here's what you need to remember. You should remember this anyway, but the answer you get up here, that's going to be your whole number, 4. The number you're dividing by is always your denominator, 3rd, and then the leftover is your numerator. So 14 thirds is 4 and 2/3. Okay? Well, I'm going to work several of these with you, so don't stress out if that confused you. This is probably the part that you're least familiar with because we've been doing decomposing a lot, but it would just be hard to do it today. You'll see what I mean, to decompose them. So let's multiply again. And number 2, 16 times 3/8. Now, probably you can't do 16 times 3 in your head. So let's go over here and let's figure out 16 times 3 the way we learned it earlier in the year. 3 times 6 is 18. I put my 8 down and carry my 1. 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 more is 4. So 16 times 3 is 48. and then my denominator is eighths. Remember, we're only multiplying the whole number times the numerator. 48 eighths. Now, this is a nice one because when I do 48 divided by 8, I get 6. 6 times 8 is 48, so my answer is 6. 16 times 3 eighths, sorry guys, 16 times 3 eighths is 6. So, see, it's nice to divide. If we'd have done that, decomposing it, we'd have had to go 8 eighths, 8 eighths, 8 eighths, 8 eighths, 8 eighths, 8 eighths. It'd take forever. So that's why I want you to divide it today. It's much easier, okay? All right. Well, our next problem, at least it doesn't have a big number we have to multiply on the side. We've just got 6 times 3. So 6 times 3 is 18, and our denominator is 5, 18 fifths. So let's divide that out in this improper fraction, 18 divided by 5. 3 times 5 is 15. And when I subtract, I get 3 from my remainder. So remember, our number we get in our answer is going to be our whole number, 3. The number we're dividing by is always the denominator. That will easy look over here, it reminds us. Then the number we get for the remainder is our numerator when we do this. So 18 fifths is the same as 3 and 3 fifths. Well, you've seen 3 examples now. I suggest try number 4 and 5 by yourself, or try them one at a time. And then while you pause the video, and then let me work them out on the video and see if you got them correct. If not, try to figure out what you did wrong so you won't make the same mistake next time. All right. Now, next one is 12 times 7 tenths. Now, if you know your facts pretty well, like you should, through your 12s, you know that 12 times 7 is 84. But if you don't know your facts and you got to work it out, you can always just come over to the side of your paper and do 12 times 7. 7 times 2 is 14. Put your 4 down, carry your 1. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 84. So 12 times 7 is 84 tenths. 84 tenths. Oh, it's easy to divide by 10, isn't it? I like that. So we got 84 divided by 10. It's going to go 8 times. 8 times 10 is 80. And subtract, and I'll get 4. So our answer on top is our whole number. So we get 8 and 4. Then the remainder is the numerator. The number you're dividing by is the denominator. 8 and 4 tenths is our answer. Okay, let's work one more like that together as an example. And this time we have 8 times 3 fourths. 8 times 3 is 24 fourths. Oh, I see a nice easy division problem coming up. 24 divided by 4. You know what that is? 6 times 4 is 24. Yay, no remainder. So our answer is 6. Okay. Let's look at one word problem. You'll have one word problem on your homework too that's similar to this one. So I just wrote this one out. It's the same kind of problem you've been working on. Maria needs 3/5 of a yard of fabric for each costume. How many yards of fabric does she need if she makes 6 costumes? Well, here's what we need to do. We need to put our 6, she's making 6 costumes, times every one of those costumes takes 3/5 of a yard of fabric. So we need to multiply it times 3/5 a yard of fabric. We're going to do it the same way. Remember, we only multiply times the numerator. So 6 times 3 is 18 fifths. She needs 18 fifths yards of fabric. Well, we need to simplify that. It's a improper fraction. So we're going to do 18 divided by 5. It will go 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. 18 minus 15 is 3. So our answer is she will need 3 3/5 yards of fabric. 3 3/5. All right, well, there's several examples for you. Every problem on your homework assignment today is like these. Then you'll have one word problem at the end. If you need to go back and watch these examples again, that's fine. Watch them as many times as you need to. And then I want you to give your assignment a try today. I think you'll do really well. Just remember where to put your numbers when you do the division over here, when you're turning this improper fraction into a mixed number. Just make sure you get your numbers in the right place. The answer on top is your whole number. You always divide by your denominator, and then your remainder is your numerator. And ones like this, you don't have a remainder. It's just the answer on top. Okay? I think you'll do well. I'll let you get started.